It's Junk Journal, July 2026. It is day 22, Tiny Doodle. Okay, I am a person who loves junk journaling, putting things together. I'm not so much an artist or a watercolor or whatever, but as Lindsay at the Vintage Button says, if you do it, that's who you are. So I decided to use a crutch, a book, the Ultimate Doodle Collection, and play a little bit. Literally play. This book has been on my shelf for a number of years. And every now and again, I pick it up when I imagine that I could doodle, and I play. So I have been doing these doodles, cups, mugs, yep, some envelopes, just squares-ish, just circles-ish. This is not a doodle, it's a it's a flower, if you can't tell. So today I'm going to show you a process, and I am not doing a well, I suppose it's a demonstration, but it's, if you need to learn how to watercolor and doodle, check out someone else's, an artist who's focused on this, their channels. I'll link below to someone that gave me some inspiration for today. He's quirky, and I've enjoyed his videos for a great number of years. And he has a perspective that's interesting. One of his statements in this video is the idea that a brief gives you the constraints to let go of perfectionism. And if you're wondering what a brief is, it's not underwear, and it's not about time shortening. In the advertising marketing world, a brief is what the client gives the artist to say. These are the brand colors, these are the what it's for, and all these other constraints. And the artist then has to take the brief and make something from those instructions. And so it's not a wide open whatever the artist feels like. It's, oh, I've got to follow these parameters. So I'm going to use the concept of our prompt list. In a sense, it's our brief, a tiny doodle. What does tiny mean? Well, that's in the eye of the beholder. For some people, tiny might be the size of 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. If they're talking about the size of a wall, tiny in the space of an 8.5 by 11. For me, right now, is using this card. It's a watercolor paper that I cut into, I think it was bigger than this. I think 6. It was 6 of these. So that is my definition of tiny. So there's little doodles, tiny doodles on a tiny page. And doodle. Well, you know what? A doodle is not known to be perfection. It's about occupying your brain while moving your hands, or not occupying your brain while moving your hands. And that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. I did try mugs twice with varying success, but interestingly, I thought I would like the squares. Surprisingly, I like the circles, the spirals the best. And painting them, well, you'll see, it looks much better. So, a spiral. And one thing I learned about doing a doodle, I liked the end result much better when I went slowly. There's a doodle, just like this. This is a micron 10. Maybe a narrower would be better, but I don't doodle that much. And I'm not sure starting in the middle is where I should go, but I did. And varying sizes of a spiral. Trying to keep the space equal as you go around the circle. Well, that was interesting, not necessarily successful. This one I really got off. I noticed I did things, you see the spiral started and got wider on one side. So that looks like a little bit like a rose in a sense, maybe. I don't know, doodling, it frees up your mind. And I'm following the brief in the artist in an agency kind of way receives. It's about the client. So let's do a off circle. Let's do another off circle. Let's do it this way. I have been doodling more because I'm trying to learn how to do a teacup form. Still not ready to show you. I will. By day 31, I'm going to show you what I've been doing, making teacups. But today is about doodling. If you were going to doodle a shape, what shape would you doodle? Squares, circles, triangles. So you could go geometrically. You could go with an image. Doodling a flower seems to be something that people do often. I haven't, other than that flower here, well, that was when I was trying painting. Less doodle, more paint. There's some really good doodling videos on YouTube. Surprise! All right, that's enough for now. And in this book, The Ultimate Doodle Collection by Cindy, I don't know how to say her name, Gentert Baldo. I mean, she starts you from the very basics, right? A pumpkin. So this fall, I am going to learn how to draw a pumpkin and paint it. But see, got all kinds of things. So basic shapes. Yep. So there is where I started. Doesn't mean that my end result is reflective of her ability to share. These are the paints I'm using to paint this in. They're Gonzai Tombi gem colors. And the other constraint, in addition to a brief, that the Struthless is the name of the video channel. And to be transparent, I don't remember his name. I'm sorry. But let's have a sip of tea. Now, this morning I'm doing something that my husband's family is a combination of English and Scottish. So by marrying into that family when I was 20, got to know them when I was 15, tea became a part of our interactions. And my mother-in-law, she likes to be known as Mum, M-U-M. So this is a fun teacup and teapot at the same time. The tea that I'm drinking is the one my husband drinks. It's black tea. It's the round ones you've seen me using. And he likes this tea. I like it too. We will drink it as a family, sometimes our adult children. I've given my grandchildren a very milked down version of this tea. And yes, I like milk in my tea. So I don't usually drink it in the morning. We drink it in the afternoon or the evening. This is called a tea cozy. It is something my sister-in-law made for me, and it's to keep it over the teapot to keep the tea hot, because you don't want cold tea. I spilled some of the tea into the saucer when I was carrying it into the room, so I'm going to just sop it up here. Do you drink tea ever? I imagine if you're from the southern part of the USA, you drink sweet tea. Yeah. So I'm going to say cheers. Yep, it's nice and hot. It's very tasty. It's strong. My husband's grandmother, Gran, she insisted on last pour because she wanted her tea to be the strongest. Some people don't like strong tea. My mother doesn't like strong tea. All right, let us now paint this doodle, because even though it wasn't part of the brief or the prompt, I find I like, see, same thing. I like the doodles painted, and I like painting. So my favorite color is this blue. If you were going to doodle, let's say, remember years ago when we had a phone that was on the wall and you had to sit, and the cord was only so long, so you had to sit and reach of the phone, and you could sort of hold it between your chin and your shoulder. What would you doodle while you were on the phone? Did you doodle something in particular? Or when you were in class, what did you doodle? Did you doodle lines? I used to draw lines, and then I would draw vines, with leaves, lines with leaves. I still do that sometimes. Like when I'm on a video call, a Zoom, I will often have some newsprint in front of me. So I bought a huge ream of newsprint because I like to doodle, and my grandchildren love to doodle and draw, and it's a very easy, light thing to pull out. So I would recommend it, having a ream of newsprint. Let me reach for it so you can see what I mean. It has sort of like a grayish color, but it's incredibly thin. Those of us that love paper, I use a 30-pound when I print. This, I don't even know what poundage it is, but it is not 30 pounds, that's for sure. I haven't tried it in my printer yet. But apparently, according to the specifications, both on the paper and for my Epson printer, it should print. It should print okay. So I still want to try that. Crafty Cat USA, Amy, she prints on that style of paper. I think that's why I ordered it, because it was one of her recommendations. She does prompts too. Her last set of prompts were from her subscribers. She has 52 weeks of prompts. And, well, I'm not doing it this month, that's for sure. One set of prompts is my, yeah, I can't do more than one set of prompts. This is very meditative. Makes you relax. If you ever find yourself obsessing over something, meaning your brain just won't stop, maybe at night, that's one of my, in the middle of the night, I wake up with a thought and then I, no pun intended, but I spiral. And when I come in, if I can't shut it down, I come into my craft room and I will craft. And I'm finding doodling very helpful for when I'm feeling like I can't shut off my brain. So I would recommend this thoroughly, this kind of doodle. Pick your favorite. So I'm going to link in the description to 2 videos. One that's about doodling, and one that's this fellow who is an illustrator, and he makes me laugh. He's quirky. He's Australian, and yeah, I find him very inspirational. I don't know what you'll think. So, take care. I'm Lori at Positive Thanks Living. This month has been about watercolor. It's been about tea. It's been about a huge double accordion book journal that I can't put, there's too much water. And it's about slow stitching. All while I'm doing the prompts, I'm looking for a piece of slow stitching that I brought into my room. Okay, so this envelope arrived in the mail. Inside was a letter from an insurance person, Allstate Insurance, trying to sell us insurance. We have insurance. But Rob came to me and he says, "Ooh, look at this big window." And I said, "Yes, yes, I want it." He didn't even open it because he knew that I'm specific about how I want to open things. So, isn't this a cool? No writing whatsoever. Thank you to the insurance person. If I could remember his name, I'd suggest him. And this is slow stitching. So, maybe I'll put some of my doodles in here. Maybe I'll cut a longer piece and just do a set of doodles and put them in here, and they'll go in my junk journal, July. Here is the brief or prompt list. Today was tiny doodle, tomorrow is paper bag. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. I'm Lori at Positive Thanks Living. This is Junk Journal July, UK 2026, and it is a partnership between Be Happy Stationery and The Vintage Button. Cheers, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.